my recording, and I know if you're watching it now, this is the very beginning, so you're watching it recorded. It's going to be live in just a few minutes. People will start jumping on and we will be answering questions. If you are interested in joining this live, I go live every Wednesday at around 10:15, honestly. I try to do it somewhere between 10 and 10:30. 10:15 is a good time. So that generally is when I start. And we go about 30 minutes, sometimes longer, depending on what happens during the live. So I'll be happy to answer your questions. People will be getting on in just a moment. And if you do come on live with me, if your name isn't in your handle, make sure you put your name in the handle so I can call you by name. I like to feel like you're one of the family and welcome you wholeheartedly into this group. We are people who are generally a little sidetracked, and we want to get our houses and keep our houses streamlined, decluttered, and peaceful. Hey, Laura Pennell, good morning. People are jumping on. So nice to have you. Have more people getting on as we speak. Kimberly Jackson, I'm here. Kimberly, I couldn't reach you by phone this morning. Did you get my message? Shelly K, good morning. Good morning. Shelly, how are you? Katie, good morning. We might not have as many people. It is 9/11. I personally was watching the commemoration. I personally feel this should be a National Day of Remembrance. It's a very sad and important day in our nation's history. But for those of you who are here, thank you for being here. Got a wrinkle in my collar. There we go. Okay. So today we're going to answer questions. So I'm ready for your questions. So any of you who are on here, please shoot me a question and I'll be happy to answer it. In the meantime, I will discuss some tools that I use. Number one, pull over here. Good morning, Lisa Chapman. I use the planner that Kimmy Hughes, if she's in her apron, has created. I like the daily one. I personally use the semester planner, but you can also get the 6-month planner that has the daily in it. This is the best one for me and my mentees that I use. This is the one I recommend to all my mentees. If you don't know, I do mentor people, and if you're interested in being mentored, you can go over to patreon.com, and there I offer a couple of tiers. The first tier is $5 a month, and that one is going up to $6.50 in November. But anyone who joins now or is currently joined will remain locked into that $5 price as long as you stay on that tier. You will be grandfathered in. Anyone in November, it will go up to $6.50 due to something that Apple is doing. So it's not something I would have done, but it's something I'm going to have to do. All right. Lisa says thumbs up. Thank you, Lisa. Let's see. Katie, did I say good morning? I said good morning to Lisa. Hi, Lita. Good morning. I'll see you in a little bit. South Florida Saint. South Florida Saint. Is this Terry? That's right, Terry. Good morning, Kat. From Terry in West Palm. I'm back from vacation and ready to get back to routines. Excellent. Happy Wednesday from Mr. B. Lisa says thumbs up. Oh, just to finish my sentence, so there's the $5 tier, which is 5 videos a week, Monday through Friday. They're short, little 5-minute videos, and they set you up for the day. They're very important for those of you who are trying to get on your feet. If you decide you want to be mentored, those videos are included in the mentorship fee. I have a $50 fee, which is every other week. I have a $100 fee, which is 4 times a week, 4 times a month, or as close to that as we can get. Sometimes we have 5 times, sometimes we have 3 times, but generally it's 4, okay? Mr. B put my link out for Patreon, so if you are interested, please come over. Please do not sign up for the tier until you talk to me to make sure I have the space available and that it is a time that will work for you. Because if you've already paid, then you've paid and I can't get you in, and that wouldn't be good. So make sure you don't pay first. Just get the $5 video tier, and then when you, let's say you choose the $100 tier, then when you upgrade to that tier, it'll just charge $95 because, as I said, the other is included in it. So, okay. Who else is here? Let's see. Oh, the things. So we use the planner, which is awesome. I use these friction pens. I call them Frixion because I'm crazy. It's Frixion. I get a packet of colored pens from Amazon. Let me show you how they work. Okay, so that's a gel pen. Wait, erase it. Ta-da! So if you make a mistake, you don't have to mess up your book. It comes in all kind of colors, as you can see. And the friction is what erases it. It's the heat. There's no erasures. It's the heat from the little rubber rubbing on the page, that friction that raises the heat, and he kind of wipes the ink out. So one thing about this is you don't want to leave this planner after you've written in it laying in the hot, direct sun. Like, don't put it on your windshield dashboard in the car, or don't lay it out in the sun, in the hot sun, where it's just there for a long time, because it will disappear. But I've used them for years. I love them very much. It's a very useful tool, and I just don't leave my planner out in the hot sun. When you turned me onto those I turned you onto those pens, Micah, and you love them. Yes. What other tools do I use? Hey, Regina, good morning. And Micah did say good morning. Another tool I use, ooh, let me go get it. Hold on. And while I'm here, this is the rest of that packet. So that green pen goes right in there. These are awesome. Okay. And you don't have to get them on YouTube. I mean, on Patreon, on Amazon, but that's where I get them. This is a tool that I just got from Amazon. Listen, I don't have an Amazon affiliation, and I don't care to have one, okay? I'm just sharing with you things that I love, okay? This is awesome if you've never seen one. This is a child's timer, but I use it because we need to be able to, some of us, be more visual. So for example, I'm going to talk for 30 minutes. So I could set the timer for 30 minutes, and it's going to go down over time. And then as you see, your time's going, and then it's going to set off an alarm. That's a 6-time alarm. There's also a 3 and a none. So those are the options, but I love this little tool. It helps me stay on track when I'm mentoring. I mentor for 25 minutes. So when I call somebody and they answer the phone, I set it on 25 minutes, and then we talk until it stops, and then I have to go to the next person. All right, it gives me 5 minutes between calls to get set up for my next call. So I thought you'd be interested in those. Those are both available on Amazon. All right. Good morning, Kat and Mr. B. Prayers for 9/11. Absolutely. Just absolutely heartbreaking. I totally, I'm 71, so I can totally remember I was a grown woman in a management position in a job at AT&T, totally knew exactly what was happening. My 20-year-old daughter was in the building working, and I had to go find her because I knew she would be upset. And they were all standing, all the younger ones were downstairs, standing in front of a monitor in the hall by the security desk. We had locked doors because we did stock and bonds and things like that, but at some point. But anyway, they were all standing there, and she saw me and grabbed my arm and held on, and we watched as the first tower fell. And that was pretty awful. Larry called me that morning and said, hey, an airplane just flew into the tower, one of the Twin Towers downtown New York. And I said, what? How could an airplane fly into that? That's crazy. What kind was it? He said, they don't know. And then as he was talking to me, he said, wait a minute. Another one just flew into the second tower, and it was a big airplane. I saw it. And I said, oh no, this is war. That's the first thing I thought, because that's not a mistake. That was on purpose. And then, of course, we had the plane that went into the Pentagon, the plane that crashed in the field in Pennsylvania. Lots of brave people gave their life that day. Lots of innocent people died that day. It's absolutely heart-wrenching. And I really believe this should be a day of national mourning, a day of national remembrance. And it's something our country should never forget, because that's how fragile we can be. That's how fragile we can be. All right, let me see what notes are on here. We have to protect ourselves, right? Good morning, Leanne. Kimberly Jackson, the magnetic bookmarks. Thank you, that's a good one. The magnetic bookmarks. You see this right here? These are little magnetic bookmarks. They come about, I don't remember how many in a box, a bunch, 40 or so. The ones I chose, well, they're like this. These are magnets. They're flexible. They're thin, so they're perfect to hold one little page. Mine have little Bible quotes on it. This is a Proverbs quote, Proverbs 31:24, be strong and let your heart take courage. And it's on both sides. But you can get them, if you don't want that, you can get, I know they've got the, there's an artist, I can't remember who it is now. But anyway, they've got them. But I just stick them on a single page. So like, I have them for today, September 11th, boom, so that's on. And then I also put them, see there's another one there, that's the week at a glance. So I can easily get to my week at a glance, which is actually filled out. I don't have much on my calendar this week, but I've got the bottoms filled out and everything. So I love that because I can easily find where I am in my planner. Now you don't have to use that, you could use anything. I prefer this over like a paper clip because it doesn't make a mark on your page, it doesn't crimp the page. And with the other ones, I use them for bookmarks. So here's a book I'm reading for my book club, and there's one in there, see, right there. So, and you'll see that I got this from the library. So I love those, and I have so many that I can use in lots of places. Hey, Margaret Rose. Hey, Marty R.A. Get my tea. So I am, let's see, what do you have here? Micah said, my mom always used to say she'd never forget where she was when JFK was shot, and I didn't get it until after 9/11 I got it. You know, I also know right where I was when JFK was shot. That's a good point. All those tragedies in our lives, we always know where we were, what was going on. I was in a classroom with my favorite teacher, Mr. Sullivan. I was in the 4th grade, and they sent us home. And I remember it was the season where there were acorns, oak tree acorns all over the ground. And I remember walking up and down the street and crunching acorns and just reflecting on the fact that our president had been killed, which is a pretty grave thing for a young girl. And it was pretty grave for our whole country. Any of the things, any attempts on any life is a horrible thing. And when a life is taken, it's a horrible thing. And when many lives are taken, it's a horrible thing. So let us always remember to pray and keep our country safe. It's very important. I don't care where you stand on anything. We as a country need to be safe and keep our country safe and pray for God's protection. Okay, this morning I was saying my prayers and thinking about you guys and thinking about the book that I'm writing and thinking about some different points of view I could bring in. And I can't wait to get that book finished. That's going to be so good, but it's not going to be done in December, I can tell you that. It's a bigger thing than I thought. So Micah said, my mom was in junior high school studies class, social studies class at the junior high, and I later ended up going to JFK. Oh, wow. What a coincidence, huh? What a coincidence. All right, so I'm open for questions, comments, and concerns. Those are the tools that I use on a daily basis. The planner, the bookmarks, the pens, the timer. Those are really important to me. Oh, y'all look, last year my friend gave me, and all of our Amtrak friends, I have a group of Amtrak friends. I don't know if you know, I was a reservation sales agent for Amtrak over about 11-year period for about 9 years because I took some time off in the middle. But we meet, these girls and I, who we started out when I was 19 together. I turned 20 a week after I was hired by Amtrak. And 8 of us, there's actually 9 of us, including me, we like to take vacations together. And one of them gave us all earrings. We give each other little gifts. This timer, I got it on YouTube. It's called, on Amazon. It's called a 60-minute YUNBAOIT. You might want to take a picture. Okay. So you can go back and take a picture of that. But that's what I got, and I love that. I think it's $15, I'm not sure, but wow, what a great tool. Because when you're working for 15 minutes decluttering and you don't want to stop, and you see that blue ticking off, you'll know I've got to stop. And I think it makes our brain ready to stop instead of having that sudden, you've got to stop. It's like, oh no, I'm in the middle of everything. You're welcome, Leanne. Okay. It is pouring rain outside. It's been pouring. I think all of September it's going to pour. As you know, I live on the northeast coast of Florida, the St. John's area, which is just south of Jacksonville. And in the Gulf, I believe, is a new hurricane. Is that true, Larry? Is she in the Gulf yet?
Yeah, it's headed toward Louisiana.
Headed to Louisiana. So those of you who are in Louisiana, I know you know, buckle down. And if they say leave, please do. My son is a retired battalion chief with the fire department of Gulf Breeze, Florida, which is near Navarre and Pensacola, between those two areas. And when we lived there for a short time, we had moved there about 2 weeks before. We'd rented a house because we didn't know where we wanted to buy a house yet. So we were renting a house, and a hurricane came through. And they said before it came, please leave. If you don't leave, we can't help you. And many people, not many, but people decided to stay. And my son, they were getting calls in the middle of the hurricane, and people were saying, help, we're up in the attic. And we don't have attics in Florida, they're just little crawl spaces. And water is up to at the bottom of where our feet are. Come get us. And they said, we are so sorry, we cannot come out and get you. We can't. It's impossible at this point because the storm surge was ridiculous. And so when it went down, they were able to go, and he had to walk in like waist deep water, and he was thinking about moccasins and alligators and electrical lights and all the different things. And they would go in to save people out of there. People were punching holes in the roof and getting up on the roof. It was just a mess. So listen, don't stay. It's not worth it. Don't stay. And if nothing happens, so what? Go away and come back. Yes, you'll be in a car and you'll be in a bunch of people on the road, but if you are given a warning, please don't stay, because it can be very dangerous and you could lose your life. And there was no one who could help you. And let me tell you, those fire department people did not want to not come get them, but they physically could not come get them in the middle of the hurricane. All right, let's see what we've got here. Oh my goodness. Hi, Irene. She said it's sunny in Brandon, Manitoba. Good morning, Kat and Mr. B. Greetings. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited for your book. Thank you, Micah. Marty said I was probably in the corner in first grade. Yeah, because Marty got, my little sister Marty, she was put in the corner a lot. I would have to run errands for my teacher and go to her classroom. And a lot of times she was standing in the corner. But Marty had ADD, and they didn't understand ADD back then, ADHD. What is that timer called? I think I answered that. I did. Can you tell us if you use your feather duster on your baseboards, or do you use something else? No, I don't use a feather duster on my baseboards. If I was going to clean my baseboards, it would depend on the house I lived in, the kind of baseboards I had, and the situation, the way they looked. So if, like, for example, if you have dark wood baseboards and you can see dust on them, then yeah, you could use your feather duster. There's nothing wrong with that. My homes have always had white baseboards, and they tend to get scuffed or dirty. So instead of just dusting them, I use a microfiber cloth, get it damp, get on the floor, and just do little sections at a time. But boy, it looks so much nicer. That's the same thing I do for my doors. My doors are painted white right now. So that's what I do. Okay. Gani, hi Gani, Shelton Lawrence, how are you? Diane Jokix, I know you told me how to say it before, Diane. I'm just going to say hi, Diane. Hi, Kat and Mr. B. You look lovely today. Kat, love your shirt. Thanks. I got this is a new shirt for the season. Apparently, this is a popular design. I rolled the sleeves up for now. I try to kick the collar up, but I'm kind of not good at that. Let's see. How's that look? What do you think? A little too much, huh? I think it is a little too much. I'll put it back. But other people always look good like that. Let's see, where were we? Christina J, good morning. Trisha Medina or Medina finally connected to your live. Love following you. Trisha from California. Welcome, Trisha. So happy you're here and you joined us. Micah, my brother said his worst day ever as a fireman was during the national disaster when the chief forbid them to go out and get people. That's the truth. And you know why the chief forbid them? Because their life will be in danger and a dead firefighter can't help anyone. Katie, I have ADD and it is so hard to stop decluttering or deep cleaning after 15 minutes, even with a timer. Yeah, then that's why this would be great for you because you can say, oh, I've been working for 4 minutes. Or 3 minutes, I've got 12 minutes left, yay. And you just put it right in front of you while you're working. And then you can see as the time is, you can kind of get yourself ready. Christina, yesterday I turned an extra closet into a very large pantry because my kitchen only has one tiny one. Only had a tiny one. Now it'll be part of zone 2. Yay, Christina, I love that. Micah said, okay, I do that on my baseboards. Also, just wanted any tips on easier and faster. The white with the little kids seems dirty all the time. And the truth is, Micah, no one's looking at your baseboards, not really, just you. But it is a good idea to clean them like on a schedule if you have kids like, that you feel like they're scuffing them up and things. So maybe once a quarter, clean your baseboards, or once a month if it's worse. Marty said, Katie, I understand completely. Once I'm in the cleaning mode, I fear that the next time I won't be too in it and wander off. Nothing feels better than a completed task, but I must focus for 15. That's right. Now, my sister Marty has ADD. She has ADHD. She has it bad, don't you, baby? And I have it. Mine is very mild, but I have it. So mild or not, it's very distracting and we have to use tools. And so for Marty, and for those of you who like to do that deep dive because you think, oh, good, I'm going to do it right now. But what happens when we do that? Do you know what happens when we deep dive and we stay in something for 3 or 4 hours that should have been 15 minutes and, we should have come back to it and eventually finished it because the dripping of water is what wears away stone, not these big giant, whoosh, doesn't wear away stone. It just tears things up. So what happens is that when you do complete it, and you will complete it at the expense of everything else that should have happened that day in your home, whether it's sitting with your baby for 10 minutes and playing on the floor, or getting your dinner vegetables prepared, or doing your rituals and routines, or picking up your groceries or whatever, you won't do it. You won't think about it. You won't care about it. It's like you're caught in a typhoon and you just keep working. It's like, get out of my way, leave me alone. I don't care. Don't talk to me until it's done. And then it looks so great, but you're worn out. Everything else is falling apart. And guess what? You will never be inspired to do that again because it was way too much work. It will take a long time till you're in it again because you spent too much time on it. Okay. Wait, I'm going to read Marty's in a minute. She's killing me. Micah, it's more because the little ones are still on the floor playing a lot and I feel they get stuff on them all the time. Just give them a wipe down once a week then. It shouldn't be too bad. Marty says, bounce off the wall, knee jiggling, eye darting squirrel. That's her description of herself, unmedicated. Allie Dickinson, hi from the UK. Thank you for your great videos. Allie, so much. You're welcome so much, and I am so happy that you're here and that you're enjoying them and that you're using them. And I realize that people calling from different parts of the world are getting these not first thing in the morning like we get them, but at different times. So you can always just go back the day before and watch that one first thing in the morning. Even though it's for the next day, that's immaterial. It's immaterial. You're just getting the information and you're getting some inspiration And even if it's for yesterday and you've already done that, that's okay because you know what's next, right? You've written it in your planner. So if I say today is Weekly Home Blessing Day and you know it's free day, that's okay. Listen to it and get some inspiration for the next time. Okay? Leanne, thanks so much for the explanation. I never understood why we had to stop after 15 minutes. Now I do. Yay. Good. All right. Oh, look, see? I haven't touched this, and look how many minutes we have. That's how fast time goes. We only have about 7.5 minutes left on that. We've been on here for 26 minutes. I may not stay the whole, yeah, I think I'll stay the whole time. We'll wait for it to go off. All right, what other questions do you have? Let's see. Oh, Katie says, my ADD was just diagnosed. It's mild to moderate. I'm still learning about it and trying not to get overwhelmed, but I know I need to be patient with myself. Yes, patience is probably the hardest thing for me, for not just myself, but for everyone. I'm a very impatient person. And you'll see me going, and that's the way I feel on the inside when things aren't going the way I think fast, I speak fast, I act fast, and I'm not like a meticulous, slow person. And it's very hard for me. Larry, my husband, is very meticulous and slow and deliberate. And man, I'm anxious. I hurt my arm the other day getting out the front door. You know why? Because it was humid outside and I didn't want my hair to frizz like this. And we had someplace to go and I wanted to hurry and go get in the car. But he was slow opening the door and I told him I was going to leave. I'm just going to go straight to the car. I'm not going to wait on you. And I hit my arm on the door because I thought he would open it faster because I would have opened it faster. He didn't do anything wrong. It's just my impatience. That's just one little example. I don't know if I got a bruise. It's a little sore. Probably do. Anyway, it's not funny, really. I have to calm down. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? We have 6 minutes left. I think today is the anniversary of your retirement. I was in the 5th grade, Mrs. Zelt's class, when JFK was shot. That's right, Margaret, you're a year older than me, and you lived right across the street. And did they let y'all out of Hendricks Avenue? I was in San Jose Catholic. Did they let y'all out? I wonder. I'm sure they did. I think they shut down all the schools that day. That was back in the day when we had to do those, what were they called, Larry? When we had to get under our desks? Bomb threats thing? No, not bomb threats. It was during the Cuba Missile Crisis.
Like that would have helped us.
And I know. And they would make us get under our desks and we had, to practice.
Called drills.
Yeah, they were called drills. And we had to bring water. We had bottles of water before they had bottled water. We had to bring jugs of milk that our parents had to clean out and then put water and a little bleach in it. And we had so many jugs of water for each student and a little thing of clothes. And my mother told me as the oldest, that if something happened and she couldn't come get me, horror of horrors, that I would please make sure to take care of the girls. That was a horrible time. I know that children today have to do gun drills, but we had drills too. We had those horrible Cuban Missile drills. So it was scary. Kids have to be, that's why it's important as a parent that you don't scare your children, that you explain that things are fine. I think today, and it is the anniversary of my retirement, Margaret. I retired on November 11th of, I don't remember what year it was.
Well, today's September 11th.
I mean, September 11th of, I was 62. So whatever that was, I'm 71, so 9 years ago. Was it 2013, 15, 16? I don't remember. Marty, I loved Mrs. Zelt, Cold War, duck and cover. That's right. I wasn't Cold War. Kat, I remember thinking as a 2nd grader, if this happens, we would be toast. That's right, Marty. Happy retirement anniversary. Thank you, Micah. Let's see. I'm going to wait for another question. We've got, oh, look. This is our time. We have like 3.5 minutes. This is also good for parents to use with their children to say, hey, look at the clock. I told you you have 15 minutes left to play. Now you have 3.5 minutes, so start thinking about putting things away soon. You can play for 3.5 minutes, and you're going to put things away for 5 minutes or whatever. Good morning, Kat and Mr. B. Hello, everyone. Hi, just Rhonda. Hello. What else? What task did you do in your kitchen this week? I did 4 tasks. One was to make sure my refrigerator on the inside was, I deep cleaned it last month. So just make sure it still looked good and organized things and made sure there was nothing in there that I had since decided to get rid of. And then another day I did the same thing with my pantry. And then another day I did the same thing with my freezer, and I can't remember what else I did. Hold on, I'll tell you. Because my house is, I don't have clutter, so I used to have clutter, lots of it. Freezer. I did them all on one day because I work. Fridge, freezer, pantry. Oh, and clean, I haven't done this one yet. I need to clean out my laundry area. But actually I did kind of the other day, because guess what? When I came in the house, it was yesterday. When I came in the house, I had a big coffee. I had it sitting on this, balanced on my hand, because, and my purse on my shoulder and my keys in my hand. And I was unlocking the door. I unlocked the door. My door is it opens and shuts back quick. So I opened it, I came in, and the door shut and caught the corner of this book, and my cup went, and it was full of hot coffee. It hit the wall, splashed on the wall, got underneath the baseboards, got all over the wooden floor. It's not really wooden, it's whatever you call it, industrial whatever floors. And Larry heard me and he said, "What happened?" And I said, "Oh, shoot." So I had to get like a bunch of paper towels to get all that up, because I didn't even want to use a towel on that. I wanted to use paper towels first, and then I used my squirt mop. And after I dried it up with towels and mopped it real good, and now I've washed the head of that, and now it's all clean, and it's just as if it never happened. But those are things that I'm patient with for some reason. I'm not impatient when that stuff happens. When I was young, I was very impatient when that stuff happened, and I would have a hissy fit, but not anymore. Uh-oh, our time is up. Wasn't that nice? Did you hear it? So our time is up. Marty said, "My 2nd grade substitute teacher explained, since we had several Navy bases, Jax could be the first to be bombed. Imagine telling little kids that. Subs, because our lay teacher started to show and was fired." Oh my goodness. "If you have a sunroom or screened in porch, does that get added to the extra room spot?" Yes, that's an extra room, an other room. Okay, ladies, if you want to be mentored, let me know. Do that on patreon.com. If you want to get those 5 videos a week, which everybody seems to really enjoy, come on over. Get it right now, where you can get it for $5 and stay there, so when you come back, it won't be $6.50. Don't leave, and it'll just be $5 a month, which is less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, in my opinion, the kind I drink. All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful. Bye.